Hi guys. So I had a student request this morning if she could do a drawing combining a teddy bear and the rose drawing, or more specifically a bouquet of roses. So I said I would try to do a quick video on how to do that. So here we go. We're going to start with the teddy bear, and I'm going to start with his head. So the first thing I'm going to do is up kind of towards the top, but leave a little bit of space for the ears. I'm just going to do a circle. And as you guys know, I always draw with a marker so you can see it, but you're probably better off with a pencil. And then if you want to outline it with a marker, you can. Now for the ears, I'm going to do a circle here and a circle here, and then you just double that line with a smaller one inside. We're going to make this a very simple bear drawing. Okay? For the nose, I'm just going to give him an oval nose. And for the mouth, I'm going to do a letter J, and then it's like a backwards letter J right there. Okay? Now for the eyes, there's a million different ways to do the eyes, and you guys can do them however you want. You can do circles, you can do ovals, or you could do a shape like this where you do kind of an upside down U. Then you connect it, and then you just put your eyes on the inside of that. So you can do it however you want. You want to try to get that white spot to be about the same size on both eyes. Okay? Now, after you do that, if you want to make this more of a girl bear, you can put eyelashes. You can add eyebrows like this. You can do whatever you want. Maybe you want to add a few dots, make it look cuter. However you want to do it. I'm even going to add a few little pieces of hair coming off the top. Okay? Now, for the body, here's where this drawing, you have to do everything in the right order because we want the rose. We have to start with part of the rose and then the hand coming through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right in the middle. Okay? So like, let's pretend, in fact, I'm going to make a line. Let's pretend this bear is sitting down, and this line right here is going to represent where he's going to be sitting. That's going to be the bottom of him. Okay? So about halfway in between his chin and there is where I'm going to start a rose. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out like this, and this is going to be the stem. Okay? And then maybe I'm going to have another one coming out the other direction like this, and maybe one coming up the middle like this. And I think what I'm going to do is make a few different flowers instead of just roses to give you guys the idea. Okay? Now, from here, what I can do is I can actually make my flower tops. So let's say this one is a rose. So I'm going to do this quickly because I already have a video on a rose, so you can always refer back to that. But I'm going to do a letter U. I'm going to connect it with a smile. I'm going to curve it around, but stop, I don't connect. Curve, stop, don't connect. Curve one more time, and then I'm going to connect here and here and here. Okay? Then from there, I can make the rose opening up by adding a few outer leaves. Sorry for the bell because I'm here at school. And I'm going to add a line like this. So there is one of my roses. Okay? Right in here, I could make another rose, or I could make a totally different flower. That's up to you. Since I don't have a lot of space because of his head right there, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do almost like just like a little tulip type of flower. So I'm going to curve this, and I'm just going to make a jagged line like that. Okay? Over here, you could do another rose, or maybe you want to do a flower like this, where you start with a circle, and then you make the petals. Curve, 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 curve. And you keep going all the way around, and you usually want to have about 5 petals. Like that. So now I have 3 different types of flowers, and I know that one's really, really little, but that's because I was getting close to the chin. So that's okay. So now we want to make it look like he's holding these flowers, right? So that's why I didn't make the stem all the way down, because what I want to do right here is I want to make a curve for his hand like this. Okay? So there's a little curve, and back here I'm going to make another curve for his thumb. All right? Now from here, this is where his shoulder would come out, right? So I'm going to come and I'm going to stop an imaginary line through the rows and come out, and all I'm going to do is hook this back around to his hand. Okay? Now I don't want to start here, because remember he has this thumb. So I have to have this invisible line that says, where would that come out at? Well, it would come right there, right? And then from here, I'm going to draw a line up to there, okay? And I'm going to stop right there for now. So now he's holding with that hand. So now we want this arm to come over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his shoulder, invisible line through, come down. I'm going to hook this around. And right here is where his other hand would be, but it's going to be kind of hidden behind that hand, right? And then right around here is where it would come out like that. So now we have both hands, okay? So now we want the stems to come down through here. So we want that imaginary line saying, where would those stems come out at? Well, this one would probably come this direction. This one would come down like this, and this middle one would come out like that. Right? All right. So now what I want to do is make his feet. Again, I'm going to have him sitting down. So we'll start with this side first, since we don't have to worry about the stems as much on this side. All I'm going to do for this is draw an oval. And notice how it's kind of diagonal, okay? And then from that oval, I want to make the bottom of his feet. So I'm going to have a circle here, oval, 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 okay? I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but we got to kind of work around these stems. So I'm going to come up, around, and up. And I need to work around the stem for the inside part too. Like that. Okay? Now this bottom line where he was sitting can honestly just curve up and connect like that. All right? And for his legs, they're going to be, he's sitting down with his feet kind of right out in front of him. So you can't really see too much of his legs. So you're pretty much going to have his body coming down and his legs coming behind it. So let's say right around here should be about where his body is. Right around here. Okay? And I wouldn't draw too much leg. I would just kind of make a little curve like that. Okay? Keep it nice and simple. So, from here, you may want to add some more details, like where's he sitting at? Is he sitting on the grass? I'm going to make grass. So what I'm going to do is make some tall grass like this. Something like that. And you don't have to do this. This is just how I'm doing it. Maybe you want some flowers coming out of the grass. Like that. And you could do a background behind him. You could do flowers behind him. You could do a tree. You could do some clouds. Like this. Whatever. Some birds. Whatever you want to do. All right? All right, I'm going to try to color this guy real quick so you can see what he looks like. And then you can fast forward to the end if you don't want to watch me coloring the whole thing. All right, what do I got here? I got my box of stuff. And I like to use a combination of things. So for this grass, I'm going to start off with a darker green. And I think you guys can see this. What I'm going to do is kind of push from hard to light, going towards the bottom of the page. And as always, I need to color fast because we're making this video. You guys hopefully will take your time. You'll notice that around the bear, because of the shadows, I'm going to make it mostly dark all the way down. Okay? And over here, I'm going to keep going. And remember, you do not have to do this grass or this background. That's just the way that I chose to do it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up each of these a tiny bit with the dark, these tall blades of grass. And then I'm going to grab a lighter green to do the rest of it. But you guys have to use whatever supplies it is you've got. There we go. So I got some grass. Now while I have this green, I might as well do the stems. So I'm going to use the dark green first, because where he's holding it is going to be a little bit darker. And then I'm going to add some of the light green, like this. All right. Now let's go for the flowers. I got to use whatever colors I have with me. The other day in class, I lent out a lot of my crayons I had in here, so I just got to use whatever it is I have. I do have a red for the rose. And you guys have seen me color the rose on the video, hopefully. So anybody that needs help with the rose can refer back to that video, because I take a lot more time on it in that video than I'm going to here. I'm going to color this guy purple. There's a little tiny one. What else do I got? I got an orange for in here. And let's see if this, what do I got that'll show up? Let's see if this yellow will show up. All right. Let's go for my bear. Now I'm going to use brown, but you guys don't have to use brown. And I think for the bottom of his feet, I'm going to actually stick with brown. But what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to push real hard on these spots. And then I'm going to push lighter around here. Like that. Okay? Push hard. Push lighter. All right. Now we're going to go in here and we got to think where some of the shadows are going to be. Well, most of this back here, because his hands are covering it and he's sitting, so truthfully, most of this is going to be pretty dark in here because of the way he's positioned. You're going to see a lot of shadow, a lot of dark spots. All right. Up here under his chin is going to be a little bit darker. but then it's going to lighten as it goes down. Now, if you are somebody that chooses to color with markers, that's awesome. You're not going to be able to do too much shading, and that's totally fine. You can just color it in however it is you see fit. And even if you are using crayons or colored pencils, you do not have to shade at all. I just think that sometimes by pushing hard and light, it brings the picture a little bit more to life. There we go. And his head. That around the ears. Like that. And what are we going to add for his nose and ears? Let's see here. Let's see. What do I got? What do I got? Maybe I'll go with the maybe I'll just go with the purple for in here. I was hoping to have a pink, but I don't have a pink. And for his nose, I think I'm going to just stick with the brown, but I'm going to push hard like I did on the feet. All right. Now we're not quite done. I want to do the sky a little bit. So I'm going to use my blue crayon, I think. I got to peel it a little bit. Oh. Wait, I found a blue. Never mind, I got a sky blue colored pencil. So let's use that. So whenever you do the sky, you can color the whole thing just solid blue if you want. Or if you don't want to, you can just do a little bit of hand pressure shading. And that's what I'm going to do. And you can start at the bottom or the top. Maybe I will start at, I'm going to start at the top for this guy. Even though it's kind of hard with a colored pencil to get right on this edge. But what I'm going to do is start at the top by pushing not super hard, but then as I go down, I'm just going to get lighter and lighter until basically it just kind of fades out. Okay? And you want it to be consistent the whole way across. So I'm in the cloud, I just stop. Cloud, stop. The one thing about coloring with a colored pencil, when you hit the edges of these papers, sometimes you end up ripping the paper, so you got to be careful on the edges. There we go. And again, if I wasn't making a video, I would definitely take my time and do a more consistent, even job. But you guys are getting the idea, and that's all that matters. What I'd like to see is that you guys take your time and do even better one than I did. All right, guys, there we go. There is my bear holding some flowers. So hopefully this helps for the person that asked, and hopefully the rest of you enjoyed it as well. So good luck. That was a long one. Hope you have fun. Bye.